I'm so sick of this shit. If I had a nickel for every time a Minty Fizz puzzle nearly made me quit my YouTube channel, I would have 2 nickels, which is not a lot, but it's strange that that's happened twice. You guys, okay, I've been working on this video technically for the last month. A month I've been working on this, okay? This is from Minty Fizz. It's called Prismatic Scales. It's a 1,000 piece puzzle. Yeah, very beautiful image. It came with a poster. Awesome. Also, part of the issue here is that I was doing that Karen Puzzles challenge. If you've been here before, I did this challenge about a year ago on a whole different type of puzzle, and that video also did not go very well. But basically the premise is you split up a 1,000 piece puzzle into 100 different cups, different, sections, whatever, and you do the puzzle 100 random pieces at a time. Now, this was both a help and a detriment to me, and we'll kind of get into that. So anyways, I pulled out my first cup, I flipped all the pieces, and I was getting to doing my best to put the pieces together. The point is that you're trying to just kind of watch the image come together, those 100 pieces at a time. And as you keep going with more cups, you see the image more and more. That's what's supposed to happen. However, the issue here with this image, okay, last time I didn't pick a very good puzzle to do that with, just in general. This time I thought I had picked something better because it is more of a color splotch. It's not really a gradient puzzle. I don't really know what you would quite call this, but I thought this would be easier. And in theory, it technically was. However, still, maybe could have done something differently here. Yeah, so we're on cup number 2. And I'm doing my best, you guys. I'm doing my best. Here's the problem. For one, the colors in this image aren't just in one section. So when Karen Puzzles did her original video a few years ago, there's the reds go on the left side, the yellows are in the middle, and the greens are, let's say, on the right side of the screen. So or the right side of the puzzle. So you pretty much know where something goes, at least generally speaking. But the issue here is that there's blues on the left, there's blues on the right. There's some reds on the left, there's some reds on the right, there's some reds at the bottom, there's some green here, there's some green there. So a lot of times you can't just look at one piece and know where it goes. And yeah, that's proved to be quite the detriment during this. Also, this was just not a good time to be starting a pretty tricky puzzle because, and I had no way of knowing that during when I started this, because around this time my baby, who was 4 months at the time, he's 5 months now, but he was going through that 4-month sleep regression. And if you don't have babies, basically it's at the 4-month mark, typically because of developmental things and whatnot, babies just have trouble sleeping. So during the day he was napping for 10, 15, maybe 20 minutes at a time, which is not very long. And then at night he just kept waking up. The whole sleep schedule was off. It was a mess. And then also somehow he messed up his feeding schedule. So he wanted to feed every 4 hours during the day, but then he wanted to eat every hour and a half at night, which is not what's supposed to happen. So sleep schedule's way off. My husband wasn't feeling well, so then that was an issue. And then there's other things, and so I would be sleepy and grumpy and irritated, and then I'd come and work on this puzzle. And it was just day after day, night after night. Long day, I'm sleepy, I'm tired, and I come back and I'm working on this puzzle still for 3 or 4 weeks straight. It was so irritating. I felt like I wasn't making any progress, wasn't having a good time. And what you're seeing up until this point is, at first I was doing the challenge essentially how it was supposed to be done. I was pouring all the pieces out on my puzzle table and doing my best to place them and make connections as much as I could. But then after a while, I was just feeling claustrophobic. So I ended up taking off all of the loose pieces that weren't attached to anything, and putting them in trays. And ended up having a pile of the reds, the yellow greens, the orangey reds, the pinky blues, the blues, all that sort of thing. And then I just kept kind of going 1 cup at a time with what was left and doing my best from there. And it really kind of sucks that I didn't really enjoy it. Okay, it's not that I didn't enjoy it. It's that it was just so many other things going on that did not help the fact that this puzzle was tricky, which just made the whole situation frustrating. I'm really kind of disappointed that that's the case because I'm so glad that I own this puzzle. I really, really, truly do like this image. And if y'all have been on my channel before, you know that I did a Minty Fizz puzzle for the first time last year. I got it through Completing the Puzzle, which is a puzzle subscription service where like you get a puzzle, you've rented it for however long. You do it, you send it back, you get another puzzle. That was the first time I ever did one. That one was a 500-piece puzzle, but I loved the image. I had so much fun putting it together. I made a great video about it, all of that. Then I got a second Minty Fizz puzzle that you guys have never seen because that's the one that like I had so many issues editing, and then I just ended up kind of never coming back to my channel for 8-9 months. But that puzzle also I really enjoyed. And so at the time I was like, okay, one day I'll get a Minty Fizz puzzle, but you know, it wasn't really like a priority at the time. And so then for those whole 8-9 months, I wasn't on YouTube watching puzzling content. I wasn't making content. I wasn't doing puzzles or anything. So then back in like September, when I started back up with this again, I was watching Karen Puzzles, and she made a video about like the puzzles she was doing casually just in her free time, and she mentioned a Minty Fizz, and I was like, oh wow, she likes them too. But then she said that they went out of business, and I was like, what? And then I went to her website, the Minty Fizz website, and of course everything was sold out. And I was just devastated. I was like, I cannot believe that I just assumed, you know, one day I'll buy these puzzles when I have a chance. And then that chance was gone. So I went to the Minty Fizz Instagram. Her name is Kelly, the woman who actually like ran the company. And like there were all these posts from people just like showing appreciation to her and the brand and like showing love to the puzzles and things. And I commented just kind of randomly, was just saying that I was so sad that I had missed out on the opportunity to purchase them because I had loved the puzzles before. I'd even made some videos like on YouTube and TikTok about them. And she actually ended up commenting back. And long story short, we messaged each other, and she ended up selling a couple puzzles to me personally. Like her business had shut down, so she just mailed them to me herself, which I was so grateful for. I ended up getting 4 from her, and I'm so grateful. 2 of them are the ones that I did previously. Then there's this one and one other one. And so the fact that I have them is awesome because honestly, I kind of shouldn't in a sense. And Kelly was really nice. I'm really glad to have them. The quality is great. I love the piece cut. The colors are vibrant, all that stuff. But it was just too much going on all at the same time. And then also I was kind of disappointed because I was really trying to make an effort of being at least relatively consistent on my channel. And then I just went like a month. I think I did post one video in between there, but still I just didn't have the time or literally the brain power to be doing this puzzle and extra puzzles on top of that to try to stay on top of my upload schedule. And it was just a lot. So as you can see, I was starting to make some like real progress. I had all these islands that were starting to connect to each other, which made me feel a whole lot better. But I ended up having to shape sort. I ended up having to sort the pieces by shape because there was no other way I was going to make any progress. And for me, having to shape sort just feels like the puzzle has defeated me. Like I've given up. Not that I've given up, but just like me shape sorting is like my last resort to try to make progress here. And so that was a little bit, this kind of made me feel, I can't even think of the word right now. Not sad, but just, there's another word other than frustrated. Y'all get what I'm saying. I felt that because I still had so much of the puzzle left. Like I barely have like halfway. I don't think I was really halfway done as far as having pieces like on the board. And I had to shape sort. It was like, there's so much still left and I'm basically stuck. I will say in hindsight, it probably is best that I was, at least initially, attempting to do this 100 pieces at a time challenge, because if I hadn't, I probably would have just sorted all the pieces by color from the beginning, which means I would have just had a giant pile of orange and a giant pile of blue and et cetera, and I probably would have been even more overwhelmed by it. And probably take me even longer. I probably have had to shape sort a long time ago. But I think having done it 100 pieces at a time, just randomly, whatever colors they ended up in each cup, that made it so that I could kind of focus on a few pieces at a time. So I think it ended up working out for us. Here, as you can see, I literally had to get on my hands and knees to get to these reds, because the reds were definitely the hardest part of this puzzle. The other colors, you could pretty much tell pretty easily, like the different shapes. Some of the like colored splotches have like streaks or different kind of textures to them. But the reds were definitely the most similar in colors. Like the gradient from bright red to the darker red wasn't quite as drastic as it was between like the blues and the greens and the purples. So also, because it was on the farther end of the table from where my actual chair is, it was harder to see the pieces. It was harder to tell the difference between the colors. I just had to get up close and really like focus down on it. And then to keep me company, I'm watching YouTube. This is what's his name, Binging with Babish. I was watching like some Minecraft videos. Oh, okay, something else that had me another reason that I was so irritated just during this whole puzzle process is because one of the shows that was keeping me company towards the beginning of this is called The Lazarus Project. I just randomly found it on not YouTube, on Netflix one day. I was watching it, got through the first season. I'm like, oh my goodness, this is so good. Get to the second season. I'm like, oh my goodness, I love this. Go online to see when the next season's coming out. Why was the show canceled? Season 2 ended on such a good spot, such like a, oh my gosh, what's coming next? And the show is canceled. So then I was even more irritated because now this show that I was watching to keep me company is gone. Anyways, you guys, we've done it. We're down to the last piece. This piece is the last piece, and we're going to put it in together, okay? Yes, the final piece. We got it in. I literally considered not finishing this puzzle a few times. It was so... There's a lot of emotions felt during the process of doing this video. I also went to 2 different weddings during this whole past month. That was a lot, especially with the baby, and my husband was the best man for one of them. When I say there was a lot going on this month and having to keep coming back to this puzzle every day and seeing me not being done with it, it was so irritating. But we got through it. The puzzle is beautiful. I love it. I really, really do love Minty Fizz puzzles. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it. I don't want to take it apart, but I'm not sure if I'm going to put it on my wall. I don't know, guys. We'll see. Now that we're through this, I should have a much more regular upload schedule. So I'll see you guys soon. Keep puzzling.